Okay, imagine this. You see a video of a world leader declaring war, but it's completely fake. That's not some far-off sci-fi plot anymore. Today, we're diving deep into the world of deepfakes and what it really means to live in a reality that can be edited, copied, and pasted.
So, that brings us to the big question, the one that frames this whole thing. What happens when this technology gets so good, so common, that the very line between what's real and what's fake just dissolves? It's a huge question, and we're going to break it all down.
So here's how we're going to tackle it. First, we'll take a quick look back at the history of fake media, because believe it or not, this isn't a new problem. Then we'll get into the threats we're facing today, explore some of the surprising upsides, figure out what we can actually do about it, and finally, ask what our future with fakes is really going to look like.
All right, first up, a little history. To really get where we're going, you have to understand where we've been. Deepfakes didn't just appear out of nowhere. They're the next logical and kind of scary step in a long history of media manipulation.
You see the pattern, right? Every time a new medium comes along, it's used to control the story. Back in the 1920s, Soviet photo retouchers literally erased people from history. In the 1940s, radio propaganda was a weapon of war. By the 1960s, TV editors shaped what millions saw as reality. Then, of course, Photoshop hit in the 1990s, and we all learned that pictures could lie. But video? Video always felt different. It felt real. Well, until now.
And that brings us to today, and the heart of the issue, the very real dangers of deepfake technology in what a lot of people are calling our post-truth world.
So first, what exactly is a deepfake? Well, simply put, it's fake media made by an AI. It takes a real video and swaps in someone else's face with terrifying realism. The tech behind it is usually something called a generative adversarial network, or GAN. The easiest way to think about it is like this. You have two AIs. One is an art forger, trying its best to create a perfect fake. The other is an art critic, trying to spot the fake. They go back and forth thousands of times a second, and with every single round, the forger gets better, until the critic just can't tell the difference anymore.
The risks here are, well, they're huge. Just imagine a fake video of a political candidate dropping the day before an election, or a scammer using a perfect voice clone of your mom or your boss to ask for money. It can be used to completely destroy someone's reputation with fake evidence, or in a truly horrifying way, to create non-consensual explicit videos. But the ultimate risk? The slow, steady corrosion of trust in everything we see and hear. Now, this erosion of trust leads to something really dangerous, a concept called the liar's dividend. This is so important to understand. It's when a bad actor gets caught dead to rights on a real video, and they get away with it by just saying, nope, that's a deepfake.
And that's what's so insidious. The liar's dividend isn't just about tricking you with a fake. It's about creating so much chaos and doubt that you can't be sure what's true anymore. It gives the powerful an easy out, a built-in get-out-of-jail-free card that makes accountability almost impossible.
But okay, it is not all doom and gloom. Seriously. Like any powerful tool, from the printing press to the internet, this technology also has a massive upside. So let's flip the script and look at the incredible opportunities and innovations it's making possible.
And the potential here really is amazing. For filmmakers, you can create stunning historical reenactments or Hollywood-level special effects on an indie budget. For accessibility, just imagine watching any foreign movie with the actors speaking your language perfectly, their lips perfectly synced. It can be used to create personalized tutors for students or hyper-realistic training simulations for doctors and first responders. It's a tool with massive potential for good.
So, you've got the risks on one side, the opportunities on the other. The big question is, what do we do now? It's time to move past just describing the problem and start talking about a toolkit for building a more resilient reality. And listen, there's no single magic bullet here. It's got to be a defense with many layers. Starting at the top, governments have a huge part to play. They need to draw clear lines in the sand, criminalizing the worst stuff. We're talking fraud, election interference. They also need to back the development of new standards for authentic content and pour money into media literacy, teaching kids from day one how to navigate this new information landscape. The tech platforms, well, they're right there on the front lines. Instead of just deleting stuff, which can sometimes backfire, they can label suspected deepfakes. That simple act adds a moment of friction, a little pause that makes you think before you share. They also have to push for things like digital watermarks and have emergency plans locked and loaded for big events like elections. For companies and organizations, the old rules just don't apply anymore. Your staff has to be trained to double-check any weird requests through a totally different channel,
Like, get an urgent email from your boss? Pick up the phone and call them. The new rule of thumb is this: treat video and audio as clues to be investigated, not as absolute proof. And you absolutely have to have a crisis plan for what you'll do when, not if, you get targeted.
And finally, what about us? For all of us as individuals, the goal is to upgrade our skepticism without sliding into cynicism. Before you hit share on something shocking, just stop and ask, who benefits if I believe this? Always try to find another trusted source. The absolute worst thing we can do is throw our hands up and say it's all fake, because that's exactly what the manipulators want.
So where does all this leave us? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the real, long-term challenge we're facing in a future where fakes are just part of the background noise.
And we come right back to that pattern we saw at the start. Throughout history, our trust in a new technology lags way behind its ability to manipulate us. We are living inside that dangerous window right now. The fakes are getting really good, really fast, but our collective skepticism, our societal immune system, is still playing catch-up. And that forces a fundamental shift in how we think about this. The long-term fight isn't some tech arms race. It's not about building a perfect fake detector. No, the real question is much deeper than that.
It's this: can we build societies, can we build systems, and can we build personal habits that still work, that can still function when we know for a fact that we are surrounded by fakes? That's not a tech challenge, that is a human challenge. It's cultural, it's political, and it's deeply personal, and it's the question we all need to start asking ourselves.